Hey, horror fans! Once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G here to do another movie review, and today we're going to review the movie Upgrade. Yes. Now, Upgrade is a 2018 science fiction body horror film. It was written and directed by Lee Winnell. Yes, this is a co-production between Australia and the United States. It stars Logan Marshall Green, Benny Gabriel, and Hanson Gilbertson. This film follows a man who is implanted with a chip that allows him to control his body after a mugging and leaves him paralyzed. Jason Blum serves as the producer through the Blumhouse production banner. Yeah, this film has a nice, interesting premises to it, and I heard a lot of good things about it. But let's go on ahead, and and we'll see what I thought about Upgrade. Now, this setting takes place in the near future where we have basically everything is voice remote. You can say TV on, this on, that on, show maps, show this, show that, show this. You can actually look at your dinner table and start doing mobile stuff like looking your apps or stuff on your phone. We're introduced to Gray Trace, I think, believe his name, Gray Trace. He is a unemployed auto mechanic. Basically, he wants to do stuff with his hands. He feels as though that's the best we can do it, and unfortunately, he gets into an accident when he and his wife, after delivering a custom-made car from one of his clients, he is mugged. His wife is killed, and he's left paralyzed. And he is unfortunately placed with the only solution is having a microchip called STEM placed in his back. And all of a sudden, once that's done, he starts walking again. But then also he gets extra added abilities and decides to go after the man that killed his wife and left him paralyzed. And that's basically what the premise of the movie is about. Now, when I'm watching this film, the first thing that came into my mind, and I don't know if people who are old enough to know about, the good old TV show, The $6 Million Man. It brought back memories while I'm looking at this picture of Steve Austin running in slow motion with the stupid bionics. Oh man, I love that show. But that's basically what this film reminded me of, the $6 Million Man. It's like if the $6 Million Man was brought into this world with today's technology, this would be the $6 Million Man. Now, this film, again, is set in the near future, and I'm not surprised that the effects here are something similar to what we have right now. I mean, we have Siri and Alexa, and basically all you do is say either Siri this or Alexa that, or do this or do that. I mean, hey, look, we got electronic cars now. So all you gotta do is tell Siri to do this, tell Alexa to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if his surprise setting isn't that far off in the future. You got to give Lee Winnell credit. He's made some great films, basically in the horror genre. Like I said, he wrote Saw, he did Insidious, he wrote that, and he also did Dead Silence here. And his writing style is very well placed here. This film is very well executed. His Lee Winnell stamp all over it here. I mean, the guy knows how to write a story, and he does a fantastic job here. I mean, once we get introduced to Trey and his condition, we feel for it. We feel sorry for the guy. The guy's just minding his own business, and he gets shot in the neck by these goons for no really apparent reason at the beginning of the film. I would say it takes a while before we actually learn the reason why he got shot. But we feel sorry for him, and that's because of how Lee Winnell wrote this story, and I was very well happy of how this story is written. Another great thing about this film are the fight scenes. The fight scenes are very well choreographed and very well done. It's one of the best fighting scenes I've seen in a while. None of that cutty, choppy crap that we've seen in other action films before. So you got to give the stunt people and everyone else credit for how the fight scenes are. They're very fluid. It's very well paced. You see everything right in front of you. Not this chop, this chop. It's heavy editing cutting. No, so I'm very glad about that. Another great thing I like the practical effects. There's some real bloody kills in here. They don't shy away from the practical effects in this film too. When someone gets shot in the head, their head explodes, and there's nothing but blood and brain matter all over the place. So I'm very well pleased with that as well. Now, what really drives this film is, of course, Logan Marshall's performance. He is excellent in the role of Trey. He gives him emotion. We see how bad he feels and how messed up he is, even though when he's given the gift by a gift of STEM in the back of his head, he still is not happy. And he only feels happy if he gets his revenge on the people that did this to him and killed his wife. He does a very great job about it. He's reluctant to do it at first because he does not want to be upgraded. He is in a world where everything else is upgraded, which I thought was fascinating part of the story, where he just wants to retain his humanity. You know, like I said at the beginning of the film, he does everything hands-on. He wants no part of doing anything artificially, while everyone else is, getting artificial that or getting upgraded to this or getting upgraded to that. Harrison Gilbertson is the reclusive scientist, Enron. He plays him with fatigue. He's like reclusive. He talks very low. He doesn't really look anybody in the eye. He talks kind of sideways. And you think that he has a sincere purpose for wanting to push this little thing into the world, but he also seems to be hiding something, and we won't know about that until later on in the film, which I will not spoil. But people who've seen the film, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I did like his performance as well. We have Blumhouse veteran Betty Gabriel, once again, as Cortez. She plays a no-nonsense detective who also is similar as Gray. I can say they have some type of kinship, and I like their performances, how they play off on each other, because they both want the same thing, even though she feels as though he should do it within the law, and I'm pretty sure that that's what he wants to do, but unfortunately he also wants his revenge, because he feels as though that's the only way he can get closure. And of course, we also have to give credit to the person who did the voice of STEM. Yes, that was, I believe it's Simon Naden, that's his name. He does a pretty good job as STEM as well. Very robotic, very nonchalant. You can see some of the reflection that he has in his voice that he first wants to see. He wants to help upgrade in the situation. Cause he's the only one that can hear him, and I thought he played a very good role as the voice of STEM. And I also like the fact that half of the actors in this film are Australian. So this is a joint production between the Australia and United States. You can't tell any of their accents. I believe Logan, he's Australian. I believe Harrison is Australian. Most of the actors are Australian, but you can't tell how the way they talk. They talk very American. I thought it was pretty good. So, despite some predictability in this film, because there are some predictability in this film, I thought this was a well-made film, very action-oriented. Loved the action, loved the fight scenes, loved the actual gore that they have in this movie. It's a shame that the Blumhouse could not find a studio that could back them on this film, because if it had been marketed better and played out and been distributed better, I believe this would have been the RoboCop film of the summer had they had some backing on it, because this is a very well-made film. It's a shame they did not get the backing that it did, because I really enjoyed it a lot. So, the Horror Miser is going to open up his vote, and I'm going to give Upgrade 3.5 out of my 5 gold coins. Yes, I'm going to give Upgrade 3.5 out of my 5 gold coins. Highly recommend that you do see Upgrade. So, my horror fans, have you seen Upgrade? Do you think this was the best action film of the summer? I actually saw some people like this better than Black Panther. It's not as good as Black Panther. I'm sorry. Black Panther is still the better film. But like I said, it is a great film. But if you have seen it and if you think it's really good, leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Upgrade. So that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share, because it does help the channel out a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, you know what you got to do. Hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. And that way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. I'm out. Peace, y'all.